Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2! It's a challenge, Kakarot!
As we left off with the concepts of directionally charged melee, let us begin with the weak charge. The ability to ensure further attack following the green aftermath is completely dependent on the attacker's weak melee recovery. Some characters are faster than others, but recovery times may vary beyond the recognition of character expectation. In other words, if a character seems fast in combo execution, this does not mean he has fast offensive or even defensive recovery. Due to such discrepancies between characters, some characters may be able to link attacks together, while others lack the speed to keep the offensive going undefended. If, on the other hand, the player's character possesses a fast enough weak melee recovery, one could create an ongoing combo, a repetition of which would come to be known as greening. This is but one of the instances that illuminates the importance of the charge meter. Most traditional games require a significant measure of timing in relation to attack initiation and combo linkage. In Tenkaichi 2, such timing is required in both attack initiation as well as charge release. If the attacker lands a medium charged melee attack, this will result with red aftermath. In this case, the victim is knocked in the desired direction several feet in a tumbling fashion, which can also be done in the air. If left alone, the opponent will naturally fall to the ground or attempt an aerial attack. To push for further linked attacks, one would tap X immediately after the charged attack is performed to follow the tumbling opponent via neutral dash. As the dash approaches the tumbling or teching opponent, the attacker would then perform a dashing melee attack to continue the assault. This dashing melee is performed by pressing square during the dash and can also be charged. However, unlike the standing charged melee attack, the strong charge will not result with smash aftermath. Instead, a dashing melee attack that is fully charged will automatically transition the assault into a supplementary combo set. This can be tricky at times, for the combo initiation of a dashing melee may require base combo initiation, not supplementary combo initiation. Ultimately, it depends entirely on the strategy of the player. Again, the successfulness of such connective attacks depends entirely on the characters, for some characters possess shorter medium charged melee recovery than others. When the player performs a strong charged melee attack, smash aftermath occurs. In this case, the victim is sent flying away from the point of attack in a ragdoll state. Much like the red aftermath, the victim may fall to the ground or perform an aerial tech. When the player knocks the opponent into smash aftermath, the attacker may then follow the attack with X and pressing or charging square for a homing attack. Unlike the charged dashing melee attack following red aftermath, the homing attack acts as a form of strong charge melee riding upon a dragon dash. Such attacks can also be directed to knock the opponent into a second smash aftermath in one's desired direction. However, it is important to note that such an attack can only be performed once per smash aftermath origin. In other words, once the player performs the homing attack, he must perform another standing strong charged melee attack to perform homing attack again. There are exceptions, but we're only talking about the basics here, so be patient. The second option following the smash aftermath is what is known as the banishing attack. The banishing attack is displayed as the attacker knocking the opponent away and then teleporting behind him in the opponent's trajectory and then knocking the opponent into a second smash aftermath. Like the homing attack, this attack can be directed to knock the opponent in the desired direction. Finally, it is important to note that following every standing initiation of smash aftermath, one can perform both one homing attack and one banishing attack interchangeably. Now, so far, I have explained that at the basic level of combo execution, aka the base combo set, the command execution may include up to 5 presses of square, but the depth extends beyond initial assumption due to the charge control and aftermath terminals. To put it on paper, a simple base combo set can be performed with a variation of aftermath that would be perceived differently, relating to the strategy possessed by the player. These are the basic options residing in the base combo set, including aftermath terminals. As directional incorporation can be used in the initiation of the attack, directional incorporation can also be used in the guard as well. While the traditional understanding of guard resides in simply holding guard and switching between standing and crouching positions, attacks in Tenkaichi are performed with various directions, and one must be able to guard accordingly. This is where Tenkaichi begins to expand on defensive depth, by including the necessity of defensive skill that can, or at least attempts to match the level of attack. Tenkaichi 2 exhibits an extraordinary level of balance regarding offense versus defense. For this reason, the game provides many doors and opportunities regarding action availability during combat. It is up for the player to recognize those doors and opportunities and seize glory when the time is right. The basics of Tenkaichi 2 depict a very balanced system, a counter for every action. However, things become less black and white as the players progress. For example, a player may believe that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is the most effective and powerful character in the game. In accordance to the factors of the player's consideration, he may be right. However, when considering factors of another player's consideration, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta may have flaws that don't fit well with that player's style. In the direct sense of guarding directionally charged attacks, consider the following measures. For a weak charged melee in any direction, simply hold the neutral guard. For a medium charged melee attack in any direction, simply hold the neutral guard. However, for the strong charged melee in any direction, the guard must be subjective to the direction of the charged melee. When the enemy is charging his melee in a specific direction, the result will depend entirely on how the player handles his guarding options. Such options are presented as having 100% effectiveness, 50% effectiveness, or 0% effectiveness. Just as a player can charge an attack in any direction, a player can direct the focus of his guard in any direction. The accuracy of one's guard will dictate its effectiveness. Consider the following options. First, we'll draw a cross. Now, looking at where the lines intersect, let us call this point the neutral guard. Looking at the extremities of each line, we will note each as up, right, down, and left, reflecting the defensive frame of the character's guarding options. In this sense, a player can choose to hold guard and remain in the neutral guard, or he can direct his guard up, right, down, or left. If an opponent is performing a strong charged melee attack in any direction, and the player is able to block in the respective direction, such accuracy will result with 100% effectiveness. If the player chose to remain in a neutral guard while the opponent is releasing a strong charged melee attack from any direction other than neutral, this will result with 50% effectiveness. In this case, the player's guard will be crushed, resulting with a backward stumble and forfeit of 1 ki gauge. If a player's ki meter holds less than 1 ki gauge and he undergoes guard crush, this will result with character fatigue, in which the player cannot guard nor fight back until he regains 2 gauges of ki, which will slowly recover over the next few seconds. One can mash the circle button as suggested in the corner to speed the process up a bit. If the player were to choose one of the extremities while the attacker performs a neutrally strong charged melee attack, a guard crush will take place there as well. If, on the other hand, a player were to choose an extremity that did not match with the attacker's directionally charged melee attack, this would result with 0% effectiveness, and the guard will be completely ignored. As said by Willa Carter, there are some things you learn best in calm, others in storm. There are over 100 characters in Tenkaichi 2. Experience is a great teacher, but here's a little heads up. Know what attributes each character brings to the fight, even if only a simple recognition of melee charge rate. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the next episode, where we will look further into combo breakdown. This is ZeroAnnihilated, and you are watching Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 Evolution.